Do I see myself here long term? Where do I get inspiration from? Oh, this is sweet. Someone asked what my favorite things about myself are. A lot of work questions. How did I get started with influencing online? How did I get into my field? What are my recommendations for beginners? Hello, welcome to another vlog. Thank you so much for tuning in. I thought it would be fun to do like a Q&A, get to know me type video. I have not done one like this yet on my channel. About a week ago, I posted a question box on my Instagram story and asked you to ask me some questions that I could answer on here. So I figured we could just go through those. I'm drinking out of my favorite mug. This is from Fish's Eddy in the city in Flatiron. It's my favorite. I have 2 of these mugs. I'm obsessed with pigeons. That's like a fun fact about me. And I'm drinking some rooibos tea because I've already had, actually only had 2 coffees today. 3 coffees a day is my limit, but I'm also currently playing Hoboken Survivor and we have 2 challenges today, and this entire game has made me so anxious that I like can't have another coffee because I already feel like my heart is beating too fast. So I switched to caffeine-free tea. Anyway, let's get into it. I guess I'll give you a really brief just background about me in case this is the first time you're ever seeing me. I feel like why would you be watching this video if it was, but whatever. I'm Olivia. I'm 28 years old. I live in Hoboken, New Jersey. I've lived here for 4 years and I was in New York City and Manhattan 3 years before that. So this is my 7th year on the East Coast. I am originally from Germany. I was born there. I lived there till I was about 7. Then I moved to Seattle, Washington. Then I went to Southern California for college, and then I moved to New York City right after I graduated. I am the oldest of 3 siblings. I feel like I really act like the oldest. My younger sister Isabella lives in Milan, so I go to Italy a lot and visit her. And then my younger brother Noah is finishing his freshman year in college. And my parents are still in Seattle. My mom is also a content creator, so we get to work on stuff together all the time. She's actually flying out here in a couple of days because we are working on a lot of Mother's Day content, which I love doing. It's like my favorite time of year to do stuff with her, so very excited about that. I have a boyfriend. His name is Bennett. I've been dating him for a little over 5 years now, and we live together with our 2 cats, Bear and Bug. And then as of this year, I've always been kind of fostering a cat, so I'm on my 3rd foster right now. He has 3 legs. His name is Trisket. He's so cute. In my free time, I like to volunteer at the Newark Associated Humane Society. I like to write music on the guitar and piano. I like to shop. I write on Substack. I make content on TikTok and on Instagram, which, you know, luckily is also my job. And I love to travel. So that's the general gist. And now we can get into some more, you know, specifics. First question, when did you move to the New York area and why? So I moved here, like I said, 7 years ago. I moved here in 2018, right after college. And basically when I was graduating, I felt like I was having a crisis. I was like, I don't really like LA because I went to school in Orange County, which is a really different vibe, I think, than like being in the city in LA. But all of my friends were moving to LA, so I'm like, do I move to LA with all my friends and try to get a job more in the like entertainment film industry, or do I try something different? I had come to New York on a month-long trip during college and I absolutely loved it. Like, I know the last day of the trip, I think my flight was way later in the day than everybody else's. So I had like a day in New York by myself, and I feel like that day was very transformative. Like, I walked around all day and was like, what if I lived here? What if my life really was me just like walking around the city, bopping around, you know? And I now do that all the time. So that day really made me want to move to the city, and the whole month. And then I came back a couple of other times. But yeah, when I graduated, I moved here without a job, but everyone I had talked to had said it was a lot easier to get a job in New York once you already lived in New York. So I applied for so many things. I applied for a job at SoulCycle. I applied for like a hostess job at a rooftop bar. What else did I apply for? I was applying for like PR agency jobs. I was going to be like an assistant at a creative firm, like all of this different stuff. And then I ended up getting 2 jobs actually. At first I was freelancing for Calvin Klein on their special events team, which was kind of in like the fashion space, because not kind of, it was in the fashion space. I was just on the event side of it. And then I got a job doing media planning at a company called Wavemaker. I was on the L'Oreal account. So I was basically like planning advertising for L'Oreal Paris skincare, which showed me a lot about the editorial industry, how social media ads work, all of this stuff that I feel like is now so relevant to what I currently do. Ultimately, I moved to New York because I really wanted to live here, and then I felt like I wanted to work more in like a fashion advertising role and less of a like film production on set role. And everything really worked out because now I kind of do a combination of both, and I don't live in New York, I live in New Jersey. So yeah, I'm very happy with how it all went. I was really nervous to move, and I was not sure if I was making the right decision. I feel like it took me 6 months to actually really like it here. But when I was debating moving, my mom was kind of like, okay, worst case scenario, like you go, what if you don't find a job? Like, I don't know, you hate it. She's like, you're not stuck there. Like if you really wanted to move back, get a temporary job before you find something you really want to do if you have to. She's like, you'll figure it out and make it work. But if you don't like it, move back to LA, move to Orange County. Those options aren't going anywhere. So take the risk. And obviously I did like it. And I feel like that is kind of the mindset I apply to most things now. So do I see myself here long term? No, I hope not. I really like exploring new places. Even if I'm just moving, like when I moved within Hoboken, I moved literally 3 blocks down the street, and it felt like a whole fresh new experience. I think I actually kind of like change in that way. But because I was born in Germany, I have my German citizenship, which means I'm eligible to live within the European Union, and I would love to get out of the United States and live somewhere else. So the goal would be to move to Europe, I think, in the next few years, maybe even in the next year, but we will see. Very dependent on jobs and work and, you know, my life and my boyfriend's life. Okay. Someone asked me why I'm in New Jersey instead of New York City or Brooklyn. When I moved from Manhattan into Hoboken, it was kind of during/right after the peak of COVID, and I just didn't need to be spending that much money for an apartment that had like no windows, that was in the middle of the East Village. I really liked living there when I was, you know, 22, 23, and was fun and would go out. And now I really love having a big space with a lot of natural light. I work from home now. I don't go into an office. And I also had an apartment on the beach in Long Branch on the Jersey Shore with my boyfriend. So it was his apartment, but like I had the one here, he had the one there. We shared them and went back and forth. And getting back and forth was so much easier coming in and out of Hoboken than it was to go in and out of the city. And honestly, it's just like so peaceful and nice and quaint, and I love the neighborhood restaurants. I love the people. I love walking by the water. My apartment, both apartments I've lived in here have been amazing, so you get a lot more for your money. I'm obsessed with Hoboken. If I have to stay in the US, if someone's like, you can't move ever, I would just stay in Hoboken because it's amazing. Someone said, very jealous of your dual passport status. Would love to hear more about that. I didn't have my German passport until 2 or 3 years ago. I had to apply for it because I had only had my American citizenship. I did not have possession of my German citizenship. I had to like apply for it, but I was eligible because I was born there, and also because my dad has German citizenship. It's passed down, so I have it. My sister has it. We were both born there. But my brother was not born there, and he still also has it. So all 3 of us got that. A lot of work questions. How did I get started with influencing online? How did I get into my field? What are my recommendations for beginners? Recommendations for someone starting to find inspiration in the social media world that seems so saturated already. Okay, so I studied television and broadcast digital journalism in college. So my whole school experience was making news packages, recording voiceovers, doing like stand-up speaking parts on camera, anchoring the news, anything like that. So, and before that, I fully wanted to be like an actress. So I have always really liked performing and being on camera. I've also always really liked writing. So when I was at my corporate job, when, you know, TikTok was just starting to be a thing kind of like over COVID, I started posting like New York City vlogs. I do videos about like where to shop and stuff like that in the city, and pretty much right away all of my videos started getting a lot of views. And I think it's just because I kind of understood how to put a video together because of my experience with school. I also, to be clear, did not go into it thinking like I want to be an influencer. I was doing it because I liked being creative in that way. Like, always have, I think I always will. My Instagram, I feel like I've been posting like an influencer. When I say that, I mean like I go on a family trip and bring 18 outfits and make my mom take pictures of me during golden hour, or like tell everyone there was an excursion I wanted to go on, but I was really going because I wanted to take a picture there. And it was for nobody. It was just for my like 1,000 followers. I just genuinely thought it was fun. So at this point, I've been posting video content, whether it's on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, almost every day for over 5 years. So it's definitely been like a slow, very consistent, a lot of work, grind to get here. It was not like an instant thing at all, but yeah, I try to do it very, I guess, like strategically, but also authentically. And if you want to get into posting content, I would recommend posting really consistently, figuring out what you are interested in and like making your content around that, and just making sure the fundamentals of your content work. So like, have good lighting, have a hook at the beginning of your video, put a title on the video so the algorithm picks up on the keywords, engage with people that are watching your content. Like, I don't know, I think I get all these videos on my TikTok of people that are like content strategists trying to say how to break through like getting 300 views on your videos, and I'm like, why am I getting this video on my TikTok? I don't know, but they really treat it like a game. It's not a game. Be yourself, just like make it interesting, make it quick, and make sure the lighting's good. So that's my advice. What else? I didn't start really making money from posting content probably until a year or a year and a half into it. At that point, I quit my full-time job, my corporate job, because it just like was not possible. It also wasn't what I wanted to do long term. And I got a job as a fashion writer for 30 hours a week, remote, for Stylecaster, which was amazing. I did that for 2 years, which gave me a little bit more time to do content. And then I really wanted to be able to focus more on my content and writing. Honestly, I'm gonna be so honest with you, it pays no money. So I'm spending still the majority of my time on this job that like pays nothing, and I think I could probably use my time a little bit more wisely. And at that point, I had kind of established myself as a writer, so I was able to go freelance, and that's what I'm doing now. But I don't even write that much freelance anymore, really. I am instead writing for my Substack, and I love doing that. It's so fun. So I feel like I took a very, very gradual approach to having this be my full-time job, and I'm happy I did it that way. It made me feel very secure with it, and I love, 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 love having this as my job. So that's a little bit about that. Someone asked how, they said, it's really nice, your style is gorgeous, so unique, and obviously you. How did you develop it? I have been thinking a lot about this when people are like, how do you find your personal style? Because I don't feel like I ever set out intentionally to find my personal style. I feel like I just maybe found personal confidence first, if that makes sense. Like, if there's something I really like and I want to wear it, and I know that it's like not the most basic outfit, or if I go to a bar, it's not going to be what everybody else is wearing, or if I go to work, it's not going to be what everybody else is wearing, or, you know, shopping with my friends on the weekend, whatever it might be. I think I had enough personal confidence to just wear it anyway. And I think my personal style came from that, because I think a lot of the times personal style is kind of seen within trends, where it's like, how do you are you following a trend, or is it your personal style? I think most people probably follow trends, but to an extent they follow trends through the lens of their personal style. But if you're gonna go out and every single person is like kind of dressed the same, or you go to homecoming when you're in high school and everyone's like bedazzled dress at the top, it's like baby pink, and then it frills out and they're all mini dresses and whatever. I just felt like I would go into events thinking like, how can I intentionally wear something that not everybody else is wearing? I did not want to look the same as everybody else, but I didn't want to push the boundaries that much. I wanted to be a little bit different. And I think I've just always kind of taken that approach, and because of that, I've been able to really pinpoint what it is that I like in my closet and what it is that I like on my body, what I feel good wearing. I'll look at pictures from when I was like a sophomore in college, or even in high school, what I was wearing, and there are so many outfits that I would 100% still wear today. And I'm like, wow, that is such a testament that my style has not changed that much. I think during the hyper TikTok era of COVID, when it was like that House of Sunny green dress, stuff like that, my style faltered a little bit. Like, I was kind of like, this is a viral thing, I'm gonna buy it. This is a vest with clouds on it, I'm gonna buy it. Like, that's so not how I dress, actually, like not how I dress now, and it's not how I dressed before then. So I did have a little bit of a dip of trend following, and I think that is when my style was the absolute worst. So yeah, I also think finding brands you like is really important. Like, my favorite brands to look at for inspiration and also to buy from, if I'm just like ever in a style rut, I'll just go look on their website. I love Douyin. I love New York, SEA. Their stuff is like lacy and beautiful and bohemian, but like a little bit goth, but also very girly because it's like quilted and a puff sleeve. Like I love that vibe that they have. I love Lula Johnson. Loeffler Randall has really great clothing. They have great shoes, but I actually think their clothing is better. Chloe, I love to look at for inspiration. Definitely lean a little bit boho, but then I also do love like, you know, baggy jeans, a sweatshirt, stuff like that too. But I'd say the basis of my closet is either like very feminine, velvet and bows and a high ruffle collar and kind of buttoned up, or very bohemian, where it's still a high ruffle collar, but it's like a light lace, or it's like a really soft cotton, or like a nightgown that I'm wearing as a dress in the summer. Anything like that. So yeah, that makes it a lot easier to shop. And yeah, I think if you are looking to develop your personal style, go on a bunch of websites, and without thinking like, why do I like this, or is this realistic for me to like, just save everything you do like. Do this for a little bit over time, and then look and see if there's any themes with the stuff you've been saving. I'll do this on my Pinterest too. Like, I don't know, I have like a wedding dress Pinterest board, and then I have just like a general fashion Pinterest board, and there is so much overlap in between those two things where I'm like, okay, I love when there's a white blouse and it has a black bow above the neck, around the neck. I also like when it's like a white wedding dress and there's a black bow around the waist. I'm like, my style translates a lot. I also wear a ton of stripes, and as you can see behind me, this is very incorporated into my apartment. I have like, these are kind of checked, but I love this color combo. I love wearing all of these colors. So style extends beyond past, I think, what you're just putting on your body. It's also what you use on a day-to-day basis, how you decorate your space. And I think just being really confident in your own intuition of what you like. Other people don't have to like it. You just have to like it, and that is the whole point of personal style. And I think if you like your style a lot and you will refine your own style, then it kind of goes in a circle where then people will like your style because you've refined it and it's yours. So that's on that. Where do I get inspiration from? I recently have really loved using Pinterest. I feel like I scroll Pinterest every morning, and I'd say my biggest inspiration comes from people that I see in real life. And I think that's also why I wanted to move to New York City so bad. It's because when you're walking around, like, I'll see 5 outfits in 35 minutes that I love, and I'll be like, huh, that woman looks cool. I like the way that guy is carrying a tote bag. I don't know. And I didn't really feel that way in other cities as much. I really feel that way when I go to Europe. Like when I'm in Paris or Milan, the style there is just amazing. Amsterdam too has great style. And when I was younger, I had a really big magazine collection. And like before school, I would flip through magazines and literally be like, I have no idea how to do my hair tomorrow. I have no idea what to wear tomorrow. And I would really flip through these magazines and like look for ideas and look for inspiration. So I love editorial. I still love doing that. I think it's really fun. And then I'd say there's some like other smaller New York City creators I follow on Instagram. I love Strictly the Good Stuff, Lily Sisto, Wishbone Kitchen, Lady Diana May. I'm trying to think who else. The Poof, she's very cool. I love all of their style, and I love like the lens that they create stuff through. So, but I also feel like they all have very different style from me, but sometimes there's overlap where I'll see someone wear a sweater and I'll be like, I want that sweater, but I'm not going to style it in the same way that they did. So that's really fun to get inspiration from other people in that way. Ooh, someone asked me what is my most used handbag. Probably my Celine black crossbody bucket bag. I love that bag. I use it all the time. Fave color combos at the moment. This brown and blue, I love it. I also love this blue with like a really light baby pink. And then anything, I love like darker striped combos. So like this behind me I think is great. I'm also really loving like a Kelly green for summer, like in a cardigan over a white linen dress or something like that. I tried one on like that from Doan the other day, and I thought it was so cute. Oh, this is sweet. Someone asked what my favorite things about myself are. I like that I'm creative and that I still challenge myself to be creative. When I have like an idea or emotions or something, I like to like put them in poetry form or song form. I feel like that's really fun. I think I'm pretty loyal. Like I don't have the biggest friend group in the world. I have a lot of very strong individual friendships, and a lot of them I've had since I was really young. So those are really important to me. And I don't know, I think I also just really trust my own opinion. I don't ask for people's opinions on like my decisions a lot, whether that's what I'm wearing or like what it is I want to do. And I think that makes me feel like pretty good with myself, and I like that I am that way. Oh, okay, something else I like about myself, I get really into things. Like my favorite restaurant, I'll eat there 4 times a week. And it will be somewhere that's like not cool. It'll be literally a random diner and it's my favorite place. That was a pretty quick Q&A. I'll probably do another one later at some point, but that's just a little bit about like me and my career and that type of stuff. I hope it was interesting. I don't know. And I will be back with another regular vlog next week. So I hope everyone has a good day, good week, good morning, good night, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you next time. Bye.